Yo, 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 it's our Lifestyle, the podcast. It's ODB, and wanted to hit you guys with another mini Truckin Magazine flip through. This one's a gem issue number 15, Frank Hamilton's second cover. I think it's the only two that he shot, the last one and this one. 6 features, and of course, you got kind of a lowrider themed or style truck on the cover, rocking those Dayton wire wheels. So let's jump right in to the flip through for Mini Truckin Magazine issue number 15. Now, before we do, I did want to remind everyone, if you go to our website, our Lifestyle Podcast, OUR Lifestyle Podcast, just like it stated there, you will see all of our new merch. And our 3.0 logo is paying homage to the famed bicycle company. Whether you want an individual sticker, a shirt, a banner, okay? We've got it all. And oh, by the way, you save $5 if you go and you pick up the sticker pack, OLP Pro Performer Inspired Logo Sticker Pack. All of these will be on one sheet, if you will. And biggity boom, they resemble those famous stickers that we all loved on the bikes of the 80s. So get out there to our lifestylepodcast.com. Show us some love. If nothing else, please just subscribe to the podcast via your favorite podcast app. So, as I mentioned here, we've got September of 1991, Volume 5, Number 5. Won't even get into the numbering system, as I've said multiple times. Issue number 15 is really what you want to know. Frank Hamilton, again, this is the second back-to-back cover. So, second back-to-back, and he, going from memory, he did not shoot any other covers, if I remember correctly. These were the two that he shot. But still, his name is in the archives of the famed Mini Truckin Magazine. So we'll jump right in here and we'll take a look. You got the old school logo, of course, that stayed around for many, many years. Trick Trucks, $10,000 in tanning weather, drew a crowd of 21,000 plus at Southern California. I always thought it was pretty cool, even into the late 90s and early 2000s. Some of the covers would mention how many people were in attendance at shows like Texas Heat Wave, Slam Fest, so on and so forth. Steve Stillwell, of course, still the editor at this point. As we get closer to the cutover to each of the different editors, which there were only a few, believe it or not, for all of those years, we will, of course, cover those and kind of give you guys that insight. We'll go over how many issues each editor, of course, was there. And so much more detail that you won't even believe. So you got to tune in to the podcast, of course. And many of you, of course, have subscribed here. And we certainly appreciate that. Old school, right? This whole issue is old school because it's 1991. I got to keep reminding myself. Mike's favorite word, pull out, maybe not. 279 pull out JVC CD player. And as I mentioned recently, of course, the past few years, I mean, I'm sure it's been a last decade, a lot of people are collecting the old school car audio. I know our friend Randy, the homie, our brother from NC Florida, he's a truck hoarder of parts and all kinds of stuff. He's one of the guys out there, as is Greg Miller from Scraping the Coast, collecting all the old school audio, especially Alpine and some of the bigger names. Check it out. So we will ramp back up with posting a couple of these a week. I'd like to even do more. But by the time I get out here and it's starting to get darker earlier, I want to kind of do these in a little bit better light. There's 4WD, 4-Wheel Drive Magazine. Of course, McMullen Publishing. You've heard us talk about that on the podcast. And, they were going to promote, of course, all of their sister publications. That's what the name of the game is, right? So we'll continue to post these as much as we can. Here you have the 24 karat Cruiser. Again, you see Frank Hamilton's name right here. Looking down here, you got Derek. I'm not even going to say that. Jahadro. Yeah, I can't say that. Oceanside. It's an 85 King Cab, as you see. Another mint issue of Mini Truckin Magazine. Classic truck. Now, I do know oftentimes where a lot of these trucks are. This one, I'll be honest, I do not know if it's still around. You got sport compact car. Those are becoming a little bit more sought after as people collect those. Speaking of Randy just got one of the auto sound and security issues. I know these are pretty popular. Auto sound and security definitely is among the mini truckers. Randy just got the one where Tuck Lugs was featured on the cover, so now he has that, and those are hard to find, let me tell you. So one of the 6 features, a blueprint for success, and you still had the opportunity here to twist and have that nice landscape look at the truck. This one's Matthew 89 Nissan Hardbody. Won't even butcher his last name. So tech articles, as we mentioned, those were key because this was a lot of great product placement. So, you know, you hopefully would run out to the advertisers, and it also gave some insight into how to do things. So I'm sure there's plenty of mini truckers out there that learned to do certain things just by reading the tech articles in various magazines. Okay, subtle success. This one is Steve Peters from Vegas, 88 Mazda Cab Plus. Some of the most popular trucks to ever be featured in Mini Truckin Magazine. Still one of the most popular trucks. Arguably one of my favorite mini trucks. Kind of those years, right around 88. The Mazda pickups, dude. Cab Plus or standard cab. You name it, these things are freaking awesome. Okay, over the years, I remember seeing, you know, the sunroof and the rack top tech articles. Of course, when I was a lot younger, it used to freak me out. I'm like, man, how do they cut a perfectly, you know, good, you know, hole in the roof? And obviously, you know, everyone will tell you, measure several times before you start cutting. All right, so this one is all show. Bob Klotz, a year of straight A's to get his truck. Brian McCormick, will continue to see his name here. Even though he didn't shoot a lot of coverage for Mini Truckin', I mentioned that he, of course, was focused on Truckin' and you know, building some of those other sister publications that he mentioned when we had him on the podcast. Really amazing truck. We actually had a very similar truck to this on a shirt, which is our one of our most popular shirts, our River Run shirt. It had a tilt bed, very, very similar to this truck from the Pacific Northwest. This stuff is like gold now, trying to find the Trucksarosa kits and whatnot. It would be amazing if someone found a whole bunch of those. And they weren't, you know, I think that they had certain years that people liked them, and then, you know, the styles changed, and then it kind of became, fiberglass this, fiberglass that. But as I often say, take that TV out. As I often say, styles come and go, but, you know, certain things will come back around, and the Trucksarosa definitely has. We actually have an Instagram account, @Trucksarosa. And I do have a lot of Instagram accounts, and, you know, I'm kind of just, you know, trying to maintain them all, but eventually we'll start sharing a lot more to highlight the awesome Trucksarosa trucks that have been built over the years, including some of the vintage advertising. So a lot of black and white. Black and white is going to continue for many years, my folks, my friends. You would be surprised. There's Godfather's 91, almost 30 years ago, next year. You'd be surprised at how long until this magazine went all color. So here you go, I'll spin this one for you. This is James Laird's 89 Mazda B2200. Classic. We're going to have a guest on very soon with a topless Mazda. So much more coming on that. This is Pink Eye. White Lightning. Another classic truck. Spin this thing. And this was Mitchell Fleet, Fort Lauderdale, 89 Mazda B 2200 X Cab. It's kind of funny how if you go back and you do a lot of research, like, you know, X Cab, Cab Plus, over the years, there was no standard for sometimes calling these a specific, you know, even in the magazine, it was like whoever wrote it, that's whatever they just put in. All right, Beach Cruise 2. You got go-karts and wagons, still kind of a mainstay at shows nationwide. This thing's super cool. A guy with no shirt and short shorts. Look at the bikini here. Like, damn, old school. But the trucks were cool, and many of us are getting to the age where we look back at this stuff and go, dude, this is the golden era. Okay, Jeff Ross, Bakersfield, California, 86 Isuzu. So before they switched over to the newer body style. Classic, love those wheels. You have good rich tread, and then the Porsche alloys, of course. Mainstay for many years. Getting tubed. More tech articles. There you go, powder coat. Powder coating's been around a long time, and you get addicted to powder coating, I'll tell you that. You get one piece done, it's so nice, you're like, damn, I gotta get everything done. Okay, put your truck in films. So kind of doing a window tint tech. My buddy got into doing window tint recently, just kind of on his own personal vehicles, and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna try that stuff, man. Too OCD. I'll pay someone else to do the window tint stuff. But here you go. You got the sketch pad. And here you got 92 Truckin Calendar. This truck was recently featured on a show, Steve Stillwell's truck, and my understanding was it was damaged after this version of it. Pretty cool. I don't know if anyone, I'm sure someone has that poster hanging in their garage or man cave somewhere. But Steve Stillwell, and we do still have him on our list. Played a huge part in the scene that we all love when you think about mini trucking, and then trucking, and then of course street trucks. Really was at the forefront of all of that. And this is something I think is just so awesome. So this would have been the 5th annual Cal Truck Jamboree. It started in '86, so you got August 25th in Costa Mesa. But I like that it's a color ad. Of course, back in the day, they had Mini Truckin on board. They had Budweiser, which was a longtime sponsor. Truckin, as you would imagine. And, I mean, you would look at this ad back in the day and probably like, damn, dude, I got to be there. 24-hour hotline. Sure, it was some sort of recording that just played all the information. Al Martinez. We want to talk more about this show. Ruben and I have been talking about maybe trying to tell that story of the famed California Truck Jamboree, also known as Cal Truck Jam. And then, of course, here you go. You've got the same back cover that we've seen a couple of times. So there you go. Mini Truckin Magazine with the hot model on the cover, which I'm sure helped sell a lot of covers back in the day. But thanks to all of our continued support from the listeners and some of the advertisers and some of the folks that partner with us really well. We hope to see you folks at SlamFest. If not at SlamFest, in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, 2 weeks later. Just a reminder, Mike and I do all this on our own time. I'll be leaving for Maggie Valley, North Carolina at about 4 p.m. Eastern time on Friday after work, after a full day's work, heading up 10 hours or so, not getting much sleep overnight, getting up, hustling all day, and then having a good time at night. We also have, speaking of Saturday night at Mini Nats, we have a really cool thing that we're going to talk about. We've kind of hinted about it. We'll share more information on the next episode. But if you want to get in and support the good vendors that we partner with, including ourselves, you can get in for a free meal for our VIP party, 5 to 7. And guess what? It's right there on the show ground. So you just come over and buy a shirt, spend about $25 minimum. And once you do that with us or Asphalt Army or Hammered Weekend Wear, you'll be in for the free dinner. We'll also have DJ Mays spinning on the 1s and 2s in our little camps. So it's going to be a kick-ass time. I encourage you to go out to Mini Nats, come chill with us and chop it up. With that being said, if I forgot anything, I'll cover it on the next one. This has been a Mini Truckin Magazine flip through. presented by Bayou Showdown. ODB, be out here. Peace.